Fly Pod.
Welcome to the Fly Route Podcast. Did you know about 96% of y'all watching this video are not subscribed? Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button so I can continue to make videos like these. And while I have you here, I got to give a shout out to my sponsors at MyBookie. MyBookie has live in-game betting for all the NFL games and prop bets such as the over-under on fantasy points for your favorite player. Use promo code FLY and get 100% match on your first deposit of up to $1,000. They threw 2 straight pick sixes to the same guy. Like things are always very unpredictable, but this week I'm running back through and this week is going to be better. I got a feeling about it. So the first game I want to talk about is the Seahawks versus the Vikings. The Seahawks are favored by 1.5 points at 110 odds. And I am going to take that line. The Seahawks are a top 10 offense when it comes to points per game this year so far. And Minnesota is at the bottom 6 for points allowed a game. So Seattle, being a team that's defense is right now right in the middle, I think Seattle's going to be able to score big and score a lot on this Vikings defense. They have not been able to stop a nosebleed all year long, especially after losing to the Bengals week 1 that got absolutely demolished by the Bears defense. I don't think this game is going to be particularly close. I think Russell Wilson is going to eat a lot and he is going to be able to cover 1.5 points, which I think is crazy good for the Seahawks. Got any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised it's 1.5. Like, on the one hand, the Vikings starting 0-3, I guess, would not be something that would have been expected. But Seattle starting 1-2 is something that I don't think is expected either. And like you said, that Vikings defense looks bad. Like, they will score points. They have a lot of weapons on offense, but like they have 27 to the Bengals. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. The second game I got going on is Packers versus the 49ers. I thought this one was really interesting. The spread right now is 3.5 favoring the 49ers. I got Green Bay plus 3.5 at negative 115 odds. And I like this here. 3.5 is the shark that I got caught with last week. I will not get caught by it again this week. Look, Green Bay loses this game, but by a field goal. They're not going to get embarrassed 2 out of 3 weeks to start the season. The Niners run game is really beat up and Green Bay is humming when, especially in the run game. We saw Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon get a lot of work and do quite well this week. Granted, it was against the Lions, but the Lions also played the 49ers quite close in week 1. I'm pretty confident in this one. Green Bay plus 3.5.
Yeah, I'd smash that. Like you said, it is the Lions, but Green Bay just looked like they were back to like having that potent offense last week. Week 1 is like an extension of the preseason. The Saints defense also just played amazing. They could never get going. So yeah, I think I have more faith in the Packers. I think they could even win the game, but I think they'll at least cover the spread.
I agree. I would not be shocked if the Packers went into San Francisco and won that game. I would not be shocked. So, like, I really don't mind that one at all. The next game I have is the Chargers versus Kansas City, and the spread is 6.5. So, Kansas City at minus 6.5 at minus 110 odds. And I am taking this. And I'm starting to slightly believe that the Chargers are overrated. They might have been the most overrated team going into this season. Justin Herbert is as advertised, but this team might not be. The Chargers are top 10 in defense when it comes to points allowed a game so far, and they made Dallas's firepower look small last week, winning a really low-scoring game, 20-17. That was another one that I missed out on. And here's the rub. The Chargers, however, are also 27th per game on putting up points. They played a terrible Dallas defense last week that we saw get torched by the Bucs, somehow could not score. They played a Washington football team defense that we hailed coming into the season and thought were going to be extremely good. But then they gave up 29 to the Giants of all teams last week. They obviously played the Chargers week 1, and they actually played the Chargers quite close. The Chargers barely won that game. I think Kansas City in a blowout. Kansas City covers the 6.5 spread. I just don't think the Chargers have shown the propensity to really put up points like that. And KC's defense is not good, but the Chargers' run game is not crazy. Most of their work is done in the passing game, with Austin Eckler being kind of a split back. I like this one. I also think that the over on 55.5 is a trap in this game. Well, let's move on down to the next game, which is this New Orleans Saints versus New England Patriots. The spread is -3 at plus 100 odds for the Patriots, covering by 3 points. Winning that game by 3. It was 2.5 at minus 120 before. And I actually really like this game. I was low on the Saints coming into the season. I said they weren't going to make the playoffs. I said they were going to be kind of bad. That week 1 surprise shocked a lot of people. But here is the rub. The New England Patriots are the league's second best defense when it comes to opponents' points per game. They are the number 3 team in the league when it comes to takeaways. That's like fumbles, interceptions, etc. And I think that they won't put up a lot of points, right? But they are going to give the Saints hell coming into Foxborough. And we all know Bill Belichick takes away the thing you do best. The Saints are really one-dimensional right now. They're like, can we get Alvin Kamara going? If the answer is no, we have no offense. And we kind of saw that last week. So I'm of the mind Patriots will definitely cover the 3 points here. They win this game easy. This might actually be my safest bet of the week.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to stand up for Louisiana here for a second. Last week, bad week for sure. The odds were stacked against them in that they haven't been home in a while. Can't practice in New Orleans. And I think once they're able to get back, should be soon. There was like a fire yesterday or the day before that might set that back even further. Who knows? But I think once they're back in New Orleans and situated, I think things look a bit more bright for the Saints. And I do think that this coaching battle this week is going to be really exciting to watch. I think Belichick versus Sean Payton, 2 of the best coaches in the league. The way Sean Payton was able to control the clock and the playbook against Green Bay was one of the best things I've ever seen. The first half lasted what seemed like 20 minutes, just because the Saints had the ball the entire time. So if they're able to do sort of a similar approach against New England, hold the ball for a really long time and keep New England to a low score, I think they could edge it out. But I don't disagree with anything you're saying. As far as like New England's defense goes, they're great. And if Kamara doesn't get going, I think the Saints will have a tough time. I just think the likelihood that he maybe gets it going could happen.
It would be tough for him to take out 2 weeks in a row. All right, the last game in my five fly is the Miami Dolphins versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And I really did not want to take this game at first, but the Raiders are favored by 4 points at -4 at minus 110 odds. And I don't believe in the Raiders yet, but God, the Dolphins are a mess. We know Tua's out. They got Jacoby Brissett in. He's a backup, and I don't have much faith against him right now. The Raiders' defense has looked a lot better than anybody thought it would look, and the Dolphins' offensive line, who not many people, I won't say no one, but not many people thought would be good, looks significantly worse than advertised. And the Raiders' pass rush looks significantly better than advertised. So with a poor offensive line, no run game, and the Raiders on offensive fire as of late, 4 points, they take the spread and they win this game. Miami is going to struggle, especially with Jacoby Brissett in there and having never been able to discover a run game like the last half decade.
Definitely agree with that one. Derek Carr is looking elite out here, which I didn't think I would be saying at the beginning of the season. Ruggs has looked great. Waller, of course, and then that you're right about that pass rush. They look amazing, especially last week. They were or week 1. They were giving the Ravens fits.
That is definitely true. That is definitely true. The last thing I'm really interested in talking about here is just like a little extra one here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the Los Angeles Rams. The
I was
spread is
hoping you would bring this one up. This one's
okay.
fun.
The spread is 1 point either way. I refuse to put my money on this game. I will, however, put my money on the over on 55.5. Like at 110 minus 110 odds. Like, oh, my soul tells me the Rams can actually somehow sneak this game. And
Yeah, I think that's the only thing worth betting on as far as like spread or money line goes. Like Rams money line is really the only thing I would consider. Because like the odds on it are good. It's plus 104. So what is the point of taking the spread in a game where the spread is 1.5? Like
that,
just take the money line.
I when I saw that, I was like, what is the ever living point of this? And I wanted to send this to somebody, but like, can you explain why anybody would think it would be a good idea? And like, I'm very interested. This is the game of the week to me for sure. Tampa Bay versus the Rams, definitely the game of the week to me. One of those teams will no longer be undefeated leaving this week. And with Tampa Bay's 17-0 proclamation, it is quickly looking in jeopardy. And that was my 5 Fly Weeks brought to you by my bookie. As always, let me know if you take any of these and how they do for you.